Okay, in the previous video we talked about restriction and limited limitation of e-tailing for the customer. So we stop at this point and then we'll continue from the next slide. Alright. Benefit of e-tailing for the customer. So what are the benefits? In previous slide we talked about limitation of e-tailing for the customer. Now we're talking about benefit of e-tailing for the customer. What are the benefits that the customer will have doing e-tailing? Payment details can be stored securely. No need to re-input delivery and payment details. So as you know that there are some mechanism in PayPal and some of the Google payment gateways. So in those places that you can store your payment details and then you can retrieve that information when you are going to do the e-tailing. So when there is a payment thing that you can directly take those information to the screen and do the payment. So you don't need to pre-book delivery and payment details. And there are some organizations that you can do the payment, store the payment details in their website. When you want to do a payment, you just log into the site as a member, and then your login details and also payment credential will be fetched, and thereafter
you can do the payment very fast and can log as guests and experience the product. And if you are going to a normal product selling shop, you cannot do this one. You can log as a guest and experience the product by using it. This is mostly can be good for the service industry areas, because you can experience, you can use the products and experience whether it's okay for you or not. And for that they can give guest access. Using the guest access you can do it. You have seen that when you download some softwares, initially they give a guest access for a month period of time. Thereafter you have to pay and take the original license. We'll often shop more when it is easier to one click procure. When you are very often when you are shopping, it is easier to do it by one click. There are some method. So by clicking on one click, you can do the process. Password can now be stored safely as cookies, which allow for the easy access without the need to re-log in. We talk about this in this theory example. So, and enable promotions such as coupon, detail and discount. So there can be coupon, that detail and discount, and in some of the cab service companies also who are doing this business, they give some coupon also. You can enter the coupon code and get some discount. So there are some discount which allow when you get more purchases through online. So there can be more benefit that the customer will get it. 6 I's. The characteristics of e-marketing, the 6 I's model. What is the 6 I's model of e-marketing? That has interactivity, intelligent, individualization, integration, industry structure, independent of location. We will talk about this one. Interactivity. Digital medium allows consumer to interact with online business. In the digital mode, there are some mechanism. Through those mechanism, consumers can interact with online business. Customers seek information on website. It's a pull mechanism. They ask to fill some forms. So customer also seeks some information. Then they put the required information, then they give it. Interaction between organization and their customers. So organization can have many more interaction by through emails, some recommendation, community site, blogs and photographs. There are so many medias that you can use and do the interactive with the customer. Facebook, Instagram, Snapshot. As an example, I tell you in the Facebook, if you have subscribe some Facebook site of some other organization which sells some products. So once they are initiating new product or whatever, they post it, then automatically in your profiles you can see those things. Then you have a very good interactivity with the organization. Intelligent. Digital media is a powerful platform to gather low-cost marketing research information on consumer purchasing habit, personal details and perception of business products. So it's a very good low-cost marketing research information. Those information can be gathered through the digital medias. Purchasing habits of the customers. So those things can be taken via big data, and personal details can be gathered, and also perception of the business and what they think about. It means what they think about the business and the product. So those data can be gathered, and store necessary information about the customer in a database. So those databases, in those databases, the information will be stored. As if you are a customer, your information will be stored in these databases. Web analysis. So which pages are being visited, where users were referred from, where they are, and what users click on when they are there. So it means when they are in a website, there can be several pages which elaborate about the product information. But some of the pages are not viewable, or not viewed by the customers. They have not visited to those pages. They have visited only for some of the pages only. So there is a relation behind that. It means through the web analytics, they can see these pages are visited, these pages are not visited, because there are some information that we have to think about. Individualization. This was talked in early side also. Individualization, communication can be tailored to individual. As per the individual requirement, the product can be made. So as an example, when you refer to a specific car ad from a website, and then when a new car is listed for sale, that will appear on your screen as a message. So those are the message that you are getting, that if you are logged into the website and if you are search on that, that the details will appear. Actually in Ikman.lko, some other website, I have seen that when you log into the website and you refer to some car information, let's say you are referring to a alien car, so you get the product listed in the website. Then again tomorrow you will getting some message saying that new car was posted in the website. So it means it is individualized to you. They see that you require this information, you have fetched those information, so now you need the car to buy. So you have those info, the website has those information. Then when the new car was posted in the website, they send a message to you. And also there are some website that sometimes let's say this one, up to 70% off, final clearance, this kind of can be website can be there. Let's say as an example I tell, in this website some of the shirt can be there, and you can select your age, and also you can select your size of the figure, and then you can select the product that you want to buy, and then you can fit into your body and see how it happen, how you feel. Likewise, it can be individualized, and also if you want to make a product with the size that you want, you can specify in the website, and they will tailor it to your size. Integration. Integrating with someone, integrating with something, integrated with other marketing channel. So you can integrate with some other marketing channel to do your promotions. Allow customer to each multiple touch points to research and reach a decision about the product and services. So customers have the ability to select the product. So there are some marketing channels which have integrated to the website that you are referring. So through that the e-marketing can be done. So as an example, the customers may receive a voucher when making a purchase for a future discount, or can claim a reward via the organization website. For the future discount, that you can customer can receive a voucher, then but that you can claim it or reward it via organization website later on. So here that this example also will give us some idea. Here that chat with the member of our support team, so it is integrated with the support team. You can do that integration. Please sign in so that we can display your orders. So when you sign in, they will display your orders earlier that what you have purchased. There are so many integration points. Industry structure. What is this? E-marketing can bring about changes to the entire structure of the industries. In or redesigning business processes, for example, distribution and logistics, increasing the marketing boundaries, investing in e-commerce and data, IT system and services. Actually, if you are an organization that delivers some products through the manual mode, as you did earlier, now you are intent to go for e-marketing, then you will have to do more changes. Sometimes you will have to change the entire structure of the industry, which should be capable of delivering the good through selling the good through e-marketing. So that e-marketing can actually bring more changes into the organization. As an example, IT system can be changed, and also the marketing pattern, the everything, e-newsletters and everything can be changed. The website can be restructured, and also the thinking pattern of the staff also can be done, and also the look and feel of the organization also can be changed. So there can be so many things, and also let's say that marketing boundaries. So if you are doing a normal marketing campaign in Sri Lanka, you can reach to the boundaries of Sri Lanka only. But if you are going for e-marketing, if you are going to sell the product through internet, so you can reach other boundaries in other countries as well. So in that platforms, you will have to, in order to build those platforms, you have to invest more in e-commerce and data IT system. So IT system has to be done, and also for e-commerce you have to invest. There are so many investment will be involved. independent of location. We talked about this earlier as well. So, if you are open for the online market, you are in the global market. So, international countries can be reached. So, you are independent of the locations. You can, if you have a very good distribution channel, if you have hired very good distribution channel, you can send your product even to America or whatever the places that is relevant, you can send those products. So, for that you must have a very good system in place. Search engine optimization. Earlier also we talked about in brief about what is search engine optimization is. So, we will go into details search engine optimization, allowing for the organizations to show at the top of the search engine result, as I explained you earlier also. So, if somebody is searching you by typing a say car in the search engine, sometime BMW will appear, Mercedes-Benz will appear. So, it is based on the optimization of the search engine. So, what are the tools? So, no need to go into details about that. So, already you know about this, what is the search engine is, and how do we do that? Method and tools used for search engine optimization. SERP, search engine result pages. Search engine result pages are the pages displayed by search engines in response to the query by a user. The main component of SERP is the listing of results that are returned by the search engine in response to a keyword query. So, there is a keyword query. According to the keyword query, so your company can be listed. So, that is according to a keyword query. According to a keyword query, somebody is typing a very good camera. Then camera, the what is come first? So, camera is the keyword. So, using that it will come. Then you can say long life batteries. So, very long life is having for that battery. Then there are some batteries will come which has very long life. So, kind of keyword can be there. Through that keyword through the database it will be search. That is search engine result pages, right? Then page ranking. The basic purpose of page ranking is to list web pages from the most important to the least important, reflecting on the search engine result page when a keyword search occurs. That is the pages of your website. Your web page can be ranked in the SEO platform, search engine optimization. So, when your page is ranked, it will be displayed at the top. Okay. Now, search engine is finished. We will go to customer relationship marketing, CRM. Customer relationship marketing, using marketing resources to retain rather than simply attracting new customer. So, retaining is the most important thing in e-marketing. Actually, not only in marketing, in any marketing platform, it is required retaining the customer. If you have retained the customer, you have a continuous profit that will come through the sales, because you will be have a continuous some volume of sales rather than simply attracting new customers. So, you can attract the new customer, but you have to retain them. If you are retaining the new customers, then your customer base will increase. If you are losing customer, even though you attract new customers, the customer base will not increase. Sales and marketing staff should look for ways to create a long-term relationship which is mutual benefit for both of the company and the customer. Actually, there should be a very good relationship that should be built up by the marketing staff. So, those things actually marketing team has to be concerned about. You have to have a very good relationship with the customer in order to retain them. Without having that, you will be losing the customer base. If you are not in touch with the customer will think about your company is down. So, if you are sending so many newsletters and so many posting and so many information, if you are daily sending or if you are communicating with the customer will know that you are active, then they will be active also to purchase your product. So, customer relationship management, what is the CRM? Earlier we talk about customer relationship marketing, here management is the establishing, development, maintenance and optimization of long-term mutually valuable relationship between consumer and the organization. Actually, this wording has to be changed and marketing. In the customer relationship management, there can be management techniques that we are using as a system. So, we can manage those customer relationship. Actually, CRM is, there are some software that can manage the relationship of the customers. So, we can have it. So, in the CRM is the establishment, development, maintenance, optimization of long-term relationship with the customer. Okay, right. Transactional marketing versus traditional marketing, the comparison between them. What is transactional relationship? Transactional marketing, we will talk about each and every differences. Important terms of single sales. In transactional marketing, there are single sales. In relationship marketing, prioritizing the importance of the customer relationship. They are especially focusing on the customer relationship rather than the sales. So, when the customer relationship is higher, automatically they will gain the sales. So, without focusing on single sales, the relationship marketing will focus on relationship. Important of product features, important of customer benefits. So, in the product features are the main concern in transactional marketing, but customer benefit and communicate this to consumer. Customer benefits are the most important here rather than the features. Short payoff time scale, long payoff time scale. So, you have a very good relationship with the customer, so you can give them to pay in installment basis. Oh, within 5 years, 10 years, 2 years that you can allow them to pay. But in the transactional marketing, you have to pay it off. Less emphasis on service, strong emphasis on customer service and resolution of customer issues. You have to most focus on the customers, less focus on the customer service, strong focus on the customer service. Here you have built a very good relationship, right? So, you have a very good relationship, so you need the strong emphasis, strong focus on customer service rather than this transactional marketing. Quality is the concern of production. They focus on the quality of the concern. Quality of the concern of everyone. So, they especially concerned about the production. How many products, what the quality, likewise. But in relationship marketing, quality of the concern of everyone, everyone's quality is concerned. So, they expect the quality based on the customer experience. Customer is experiencing and measuring the product as a good quality product. Competitive commitment and also high customer commitment. Here competitive environment is there, competitive commitment is here, they are committed in the competitive environment. High customer commitment, they concerned about the high customer commitment. So, they are committed for the customer. persuasive communication to the market. They are persuaders, they are promoting and promoting for the market. Regular communication to consumers, update, promotion, check-in, there are regular communication will be there for the consumer. But in transactional marketing, they are persuading, they are telling different things and persuading the customers to buy the product. Their communication channel is very persuasive. They are always telling different things. Please buy this one, you get this one like this. But in transaction marketing, they don't need to have those things because they have a very good relationship. They do regular communication to the consumer. Customer relationship marketing is an important consideration in marketing. Is that true? Yes. Loyalty. Repeat purchases of a product. Retain the customer. So, if there are repeat product, it means customers are retained. They don't go away from the company. So, they don't go away from the product. So, they are loyal. That is the loyalty. So, in marketing, the CRM is most important. Cost. Retaining existing customer than attracting new one. Attracting new customers is expensive. When you want to attract new customer, what you have to do is you have to spend lot of money for marketing because you have to bring them into you. But rather than bringing new customers more, if you can think of a method of retaining customer by giving a very good quality product, and if you are giving so many discount to them, you are retaining them because those retaining customers are assets to the organization that has a continuous income to the organization. So, rather than attracting new customer, you have to spend more for retaining existing customer, then a little bit one by one you can attract the new customer. Right. So, revenue and profit. In mature market, existing customers provide the most likely source of future revenue and earnings. As I said you, if you want to budget the marketing income for the next 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years time, what will be our revenue? What will be our profit? If you have a very good existing customer base, it means if you have retained very good customers, so you can predict your future revenue. It is obviously that will come, but in order to make that customer base without changing, so you have to spend more, right? Extending the product range. Extend the range of product that the company sells make no sense of existing customers cannot be retained. So, product range can be increased. There can be different product range. But there is no sense if existing customers cannot be retained. Even though you develop different products, let's say now you have a 10 product and you have some existing customers, but you are not going to retain them, but you are developing more product. Now you have 10 product, after next 3-4 months later you will have over 50 products. There are product range, but you have not retained. Is there a sense of that? No, not required. If you are retaining very good customers, you don't need variety of product range. Within a small range of product, you can dominate in the market. So, especially, so you have to concern about retaining customers. Customer versus consumer. Who is the customer and who is the consumer? So, you will be thinking about this, who is this customer, who is this consumer. Those two words are kind of a similar meaning. Yes, we will talk about that. A customer is the person who buys the product. So, the customer buys the product and the consumer is the person who use it or consume it. Consume, using, though the end of the user, right. The customer is also known as buyer or client, whereas the consumer is the ultimate use of the good. So, there can be some kind of YouTube video. You can watch this video. It's a very good video. Through that you can understand easily about the customer versus consumer. So, actually that from the simple theory that I have given here, you can understand about who is the customer and who is the consumer is. Let us talk a little bit more. The customer that can be sometimes you buy the product and then you buy the product, thereafter you take it home, but you do not consume it, you give it to your family. And you are buying from you are buying from a website or somewhere and you take it, you bought those products to give it to elders home. Now, who will be the consumer? The elders home people will be the consumer, you will be the customer, that is alright, but they are the people who are the consumer. So, here it is given in this picture. Actually the same thing is included in this YouTube video as well. The customer pays for the products. Customer is the person who is paid for the product, buy the product, but he may or may not consume the product. Sometimes he may can use, sometimes he may not use. Then consume consume the products, may or may not pay for the product. Sometimes the customer also can be consumers. He may have paid for the product. So, he bought the product and also consumed the product. Sometimes without consuming, he will give it somebody else to consume. So, he will be the customer, but the other person who use it will be the consumer, right. Okay. Benefits of a marketing oriented approach. So, you are having a marketing oriented approach. So, what is the benefit you have? What are the benefits? The repeat purchases and brand loyalty is increased as customer experiences a higher level of satisfaction. So, as we discussed earlier, the repeat purchases are there when there are customers retain with you, and brand loyalty is there. So, because of the brand loyalty, customers are repeating the purchases. They know the product, the brand is okay. So, they are loyal to the brand. So, they repeat the purchases. Then the higher level of satisfaction, the customers are satisfied. In marketing oriented approach, these benefits are there. Understanding and delivering what customers want lead to a long term profitability. Actually, when doing a very good marketing campaign, you have to research on what the customers is required. You have to understand what's exactly the customer is required. Actually, they have behavior pattern, why they need the product and how they use it, at what time they want it, and what type of delivery pattern they like. So, those things has to be analyzed, and then you will be having a long term profitability. So, it means you are retaining customer, there are repeat purchases, customers are loyal, then you will have long term profitability, because you have understand and delivering also has done well. So, turn buyers into repeat customers. A company should seek a way of developing a relationship with them. Actually, the turn buyers. So, initially the new customers are the people who buy us. Then if they are repeating, they are retaining with the company. They like the product and they buy it again. So, they are repeated customers. So, all of this happen if you have a very good relationship is with the customer. So, developing a very good relationship is very much important in order to repeat customers, repeat purchases. So, you have to turn those buyers into repeat customers. Initially, he will be a buyer, but he will be a customer if they are repeating, and also you have to treat them well. In order to do that, you must have a very good relationship. Develop many loyal customers. So, you have to develop very good loyal customers. They are loyal to the company, the products. So, for that you are building a very good relationship. Okay, chapter 9 is completed up to that. So, we start with the chapter 10, that is mobile and social media marketing. Social media marketing. So, we in the 9th chapter we talk about e-tailing and e-marketing, social media is used and also websites are used, loyal customers and so many kind of things. And when doing marketing, the mechanism, the tools can be used by the marketing team is mobile and social media. So, those are very important things that we can discuss. So, let us talk firstly about social media marketing. What is social media? So, social media marketing is the use of social media platform and website to promote a product or services. There are so many social medias. So, I will explain about those things. As a simple example, I will tell Facebook. When there is a social media, what will come first into your mind is Facebook, right? So, Facebook media marketing is the use of social media platform and website to promote the product or services. Let us talk about like that. Social media marketing is about reaching the right audience with the right message at the right time. Example, it creates awareness, a new product demand, create a desire to share the messages due to the content, emotional impact. So, reaching the right audience with the right message at the right time. In the social media, most of the marketing guys, what they do is, they are always interactive in the social media. Those a company can establish a social media account, let's say Facebook account. So, just introducing a Facebook account to the customers will not be worthwhile if they are not actively engaging with that. So, they have to reach their customers, they have to reach the right audience, which audience that they like. So, they have to select the audience into them, into their site. It means you have to ask them to join with the company social media account. So, you have to give the right message, why they need to join with them, what are the products they are going to sell, and also right time. Those things has to be concerned. So, when you talk about social media, you, as I said you, that you will be remember firstly about Facebook is the social media. No, there are so many other types. So, we will talk about in brief what are those things. So, actually I have taken this from this reference blog that is there, that you can refer to that and get much more ideas about that in details. In briefly, I will tell about these things. Social networks connect with people. In social network, what are these social networks is used? For what purpose? It is to connect with the people. So you are using the Facebook to connect with the people. And also, if it is an organization, they are used to connect with the people, but they are customers, right? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, those are the things. And media sharing networks. What are the media sharing networks? Share photos, videos and other media. Instagram can be used, YouTube. Now you can understand about what is the media sharing networks, right? Discussion forums. Share news and ideas. Ready quarter. There are some examples. Some of them are very new to us actually. You can refer to those things and get understand. Discussion forum can be there. Bookmarking and content curation network. Discussers save and share new content. Consumer review networks. Find a review business. So TripAdvisor is a good example. So blogging and publishing network. WordPress. So there are kind of platforms, interest based network, social shopping network. So there are kind of things that you can refer to this blog posted there, and you can get much more details about what are the type of other social media, right? So no need to go into details about this, because already that daily that I feel that I know that everybody is using these social medias, at least the name called Facebook. Social media and targeted marketing. Social media is there, then the targeted marketing. Social media, you have to target the market, target the customer base. Okay. Targeted marketing, identify an audience likely to buy services or product and promote those services or product to that audience. Targeted marketing is there is an audience that you know that you want to sell this product, right? That audience can be, let's say, what is the target market of the CSE Lanka? They are focusing on the A-level pass student. Right. Once these key groups are recognized, companies developing marketing campaign and specific product for those preferred market segment. So there are different market segment that you can identify in area wise, geographical wise, and also different idea wise. There can be different groups. So their requirement has to be identified. Let's say if you want to target, if you have a product, that product is used by elderly people after 60 years of old or 50 years of old. So you have a target market. How do you reach to that target market is the problem. So through the social media you can do that. So in order to do that, you have to identify the target market, and you can gain that, take that customer base into your social media platform. Social media targeting helps advertisers reach their audience on social media with relevant and impactful marketing messages. So giving kind of a very good message that will impact to the audience. So they give those messages and gain the customer base. So they are reaching the audience that they require. Once you know who your ideal customer is and where to find them on social media, targeting is easy and make your brand advertisement highly effective. If you have identified, it means that if you identify your target market, the target audience, you know that what they like, what they don't like, what they require at this time, what they require at next time. So everything of them are known by you. So it is easy for you to then target, right. Key element of social media marketing. What are the key elements? So, there are 5 core pillars. We call it as 5 core pillars of social media marketing, right. This will normally in the examination also these kind of things are asked. What are the 5 core pillars? And sometimes they will put all of these 5 pillars and they will put one pillar as different with different names. So, you have to carefully identify these things, then it is easy for you to answer for that. What are those 5 core pillars in social media marketing? Listen. Listen for positive and negative messages and opinions. There can be negative and also positive messages. Listen to relevant comment internally or outsourced to a specialized firm who have tools and experience to possibly monitor more effectively. So, there can be so many comments that can be positive or negative, that will be given by the, that will be posted by the audience in the social media. So, you have to listen to them. If you are not active, that you will be losing that customer. If they are negative thing also, you have to react. Positive thing also you have to react, but you have to plan especially for the negative things. The negative messages, analysis. So, how analyze? Identify trend or frequency of online comments, both positive and negative, and consider how these messages may influence other consumers. So, when there is a negative message which posted by some customers, will definitely negatively influence for the new customers. So, you will be losing those new customers. So, new customers are very new to your product. So, they do not know anything about your product, they just want to use the product and see whether it is okay or not. And if by looking at the negative comments, they feel that okay, no need to buy this product, it is a waste of money. So, you have to identify the trend of frequency, how often it's happened, and then react to that. So, there is an analysis that you have to do. You have to have very good analytical person to do this one. Sometimes you also can do. Engage. Support positive online messages or counter negative messages or opinions by actioning a careful, create and target communication strategy. You have a very good communication strategy. I think we will be talking about this in next slide. So, you have to engage. So, you have listened to their comments, you have analyzed the comment, you are engaging now, you are going to comment. Influence. Impact of new outlet. The company own followers and other social media influencers by amplifying responses and the communication strategy to maximize its impact. So, you can influence, you can promote, you can say different things to promote the customer, influence the customer to buy your product. So, you can say that there are new outlet, that new outlet will give this kind of benefit to you. So, there can be company own followers and other social media influencers also. Then some organization do some kind of thing like they also have their own customer base. It means they have their own customer base. The companies appoint some customers in hiring basis. They become our customers of the product and they do some positive comments. And when somebody is doing the negative comments, they do negative comment to them and saying this product is very good. So, there can be influences. Measure. listen again for positive and negative messages and opinions and compare the nature and frequency of current messaging with previous analysis. So, we have analysis earlier and identify what the trend and frequency of positive and negative messages. Now, you are measuring with the then you are engaged, then you are reverse, then you measure what has happened. So, those are called 5 pillars: listen, analyze, engage, influence and measure. Here, listen, then analyze, then engage, then influence them and measure what happened and listen. So, this going as a cycle. The cycle should not have any break, right? If there is a stop here, then you will lose the customer base. So, then you must be active in this cycle. Method for communication in social media marketing. What are the methods that we use in social media? The use of social media for marketing is a two-way process, not a one-way. Sometimes some organization put the advertisement in the social media and wait till the others see. No, not in that way. There should be a two-way process. Communicating to an audience is not enough. The organization must utilize this method for interaction. Oh, here interaction is there. Relationship should be there. You have to talk with the customer. Just having an audience is not enough. Just communicating something to the audience is not enough. Just sending a poster to the audience is not enough. You have to interact with the audience and to gather and analyze feedback for customers and potential customers. So, you have to gather the analyze the feedback. So, the customers will be giving positive and negative feedback. You have to analyze those feedback which come from the customers and also potential customers. So, there can be more potential customers and less customers, normal customers. So, you have to identify who are your potential customers are. Right, whether when there is a negative or positive impact, you have to identify whether this customer is a potential customer or normal customer. So, you must have an interactivity with them. Respond to your customers and create great relationship. If you have developed a good product, if you are put into the market, if you are marketing that through social media, you must have a very good communication method to interact with them. So, it means you are responding them. The good word is responding. You have to respond to the customers and create a good relationship, then they will retain with your product. Method of acquiring customers through electronic media. So, method of acquiring customers through electronic media. So, there are method for what? Acquiring customers through what? Electronic media. So, what are those things? We will talk about. What are those electronic medias? Search engine registration. Oh, what is this search engine? You know already about what's that. When you register a website with the search engine, you provide the information concerning it to the search engine in order to get it indexed. So, that is included in the index. So, every search engine has an index. So, you will be included there. So, search engine will usually provide a form you fill in for the purpose. So, you must have to register with the search engine. Just looking at that, you will not be registered. So, there are some forms. So, you have to fill that and then register. and there are some kind of information that you have to put in. News group and forums, providing expert opinions and useful help are a way for business to communicate with their peers and customers in an informal environment. So there can be news groups and forums. In those forums, and you can write your opinion about the product, your opinion about the health problem of some people, and what is the product that match for this health problem. So such kind of helps and things can be given in the forums and news group. So these are kind of a very good mechanism most of the organizations are using. Not only the Facebook or Twitter or not such kind of things. There can be news group and forums, newsletters. So I showed this example to you. So those are kind of electronic medias that you can use. You can send the newsletters, send news about the company, new product or services. So about the new CEO is appointed, you can inform that also through a newsletter. New CEO is appointed, and we have structured well. Now we have located to a new branch in Vellavatta or Peta or wherever. So and these are the new product that you have developed, and such kind of newsletters that you can write. Link building and partnership campaigns, boosting its online presence. Reprocural links are an exchange of links between two site owners. So I explain this, what is the reprocural links are. When you log into a website, there is another link which link to another website. So there are relationship between those websites. So type of link building includes article and press release, syndicate, email campaign, and directory submission. So there can be email campaign you can do. You can send emails to your customers, and press release can be there. So you can do some articles. So you are link building and partnership campaign. So you are building the partnership with the customers and also with the other website owners, other organizations as well. So you are building with the within the linkage with the other organizations as well. When you are dealing in the online market also, you must have some kind of a relation with the other competitors as well. And also, if you are if you are selling some goods to somewhere, you must have a very good distribution channel. Otherwise, your product not be winning the market. So then you must have build up very good link partnership with some other companies. Let's say that if you are selling some good, sometimes you can give a link from your website to retrieve the information of other website. That can be a transportation website. So you want to deliver a product, so you are allowing them to publish their advertisement in your website as well. Or yes, you can say that you can buy the product and tell the other channels to come and pick the product. So there can be so many things that you can do. So in order to do that, you must have a very good partnership with others as well. So viral marketing. This viral marketing thing actually in next slides will explain detail. Viral marketing relies on word of mouth, as I said to you earlier in this previous slide also. So we allow people to we influence people to share the things that you share in the social media or wherever the place. So banner advertising. So there can be banners that you can advertise in the website with other website. So I showed one example. You can refer to that. And email marketing. So email marketing also is a good example. You can directly send the messages, commercial messages to the customers. So it will be directly directly sending. So advertisement and some kind of newsletters, and so emails, promotion, and most of the things can be sent via email. Social media and promotions. In social media, so what are the promotions that you can give? Those are discount. So you can give some discount. If you log into our account, our social media account, so you will be getting some discount. Special offers. You can publish special offers. Voucher code can be given. Promotional code can be given. So you can give a voucher. If you purchase 10 products, we will give a voucher. That will worth about 500 rupees. Promotional codes can be there. We can use the promotional codes and get some discount. Gift can be sent. So those are the things you can do. Limitation and risks associated with social media marketing. What are the limitation and risks? People use social media mainly to socialize, not to buy good or service. Okay, you have to understand this one. Why we use social media is to socialize, not for selling goods and services. So that is a risk and limitation in social media marketing. If a guest had an unsatisfactory meal in a restaurant or stay in a hotel, they can publicize this on new review sites such as TripAdvisor. Actually, you know that TripAdvisor is a good website that you can search about hotels. You search to the hotel. If you have not gone to that TripAdvisor website, today I advise you to go there and log into that and see the details. You can search a hotel there. In, let's say you are searching a hotel in Nuwara. So when you click on that, there are some comments. In the comments, somebody has said, "Oh, it's a very good hotel. It's very cost-worthy that you can enjoy there." And some others say, "Don't go there. Foods are not good." So kind of messages can be there. So those are the risks that you have. Damage to brand reputation. So brand reputation can be damaged instantly. Very soon that can be damaged. If there are a bunch of people who get together and damage the brand of try to damage the brand of the company through social media, actually you must have a very good mechanism to resolve those things. Otherwise, they will put so many unwanted things in your social media and damage your brand name. So you must have a very good team to handle that one. Otherwise, your reputation will goes down. Disclose of proprietary and or confidential information. Sometimes the confidential information also will be disclosing in this social media. So that will have a risk. Sometimes let's say I tell you that in your organization new CEO is appointed, right? Now every other companies know that who is your new CEO. Then your company was in a very low level market. So within a 1 year, 2 years time, it was ran up to a higher level, and now everybody knows that because of your CEO it went up. Now you have disclosed the confidential information, that is your CEO's name and everything you have disclosed. Then ultimately some other competitor will try to get this person into their company and recruit them. or else they can do some damage to that person as well. So, there can be risks and limitation. And also when you publish that information, sometimes some people say, oh, this person is a thief, or whatever wrong information can be put, and they can damage the harm of them also. So, and also if somebody is there that who knows about the internal information about the company, the secrets of the company, that can be disclosed to the public, and public can put some messages in the social media. So, those are the risks. Corporate identity theft. So, they can be corporate identity theft. They can steal your identity. That for the identification that you have in the market can be stolen. They can use for their other products as well. Legal, regulatory and compliance violence. So, legally that you can publish something that can be illegal to publish, but you do not know that you have published. So, regulatory information, compliance information. So, sometimes you can say our company is the best among all. Then somebody can argue with that, how you can say that. It is compliance violation is there. So, right, what's this one? Setting the right social media channel for your business. So, you must have a very good social media to market your business, market your products. So, how do you select that one? What's the right social media? So, based on the some of the facts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, we take all these things. So, Facebook has 1.3 billion users. Twitter how many? 600 million. Then YouTube 1.57 billion. LinkedIn 600 million. 200 million for Instagram. So, when you are marketing through these medias, you know that you are targeting 1.57 billion of users. There are so many users. Once you publish this in the YouTube, it will be marketed everywhere than Facebook, right? Purpose. Through the purpose that we can say that Facebook build relationship. It is building a relationship. Right? Actually, we talk about that building relationship is retaining the customer. So, in order to do that, you can use this Facebook, right? News and article conversation. So, through Twitter, it is better for doing this news and articles. And build relationship. And that also build relationship. YouTube build relationship. LinkedIn news and article conversion. This one and this one, Twitter and LinkedIn, in purpose wise those both are same, right? And Facebook and YouTube in purpose wise they are same. And this Instagram building relationship and conversation both are there. Actually, for Twitter that we use for conversation, Instagram also we will be using. So, these things you may have already have the app in your mobile, I think. Best for building brand loyalty. It is good for brand loyalty. The Facebook and Twitter public relationship. For the public relationship, this is very good. For brand awareness and service for industry, YouTube can be used. LinkedIn can be used for business development, B2B business. For lead generation, volume of the sales, right? So, you can have Instagram for that also, because through the Instagrams most of the people are connected through mobile phones and all. Then you can market it to them directly. 5-stage decision making process. 5-stage decision making process is this. when taking a decision, there can be 5 stages. What are those? Need recognition. First, information search. There is a need for recognition, right? If there is a need for recognition, if there is a want, if there is a need, if there is a requirement to be recognized in the market, you must search information. There can be so many information will be searched. Evaluation of alternatives. So alternative will be evaluate. So we will talk about this in the customers aspect. So information will be searched, then evaluation of alternative will be evaluated. What are the alternatives that we will be having, and purchase decision will be made. Okay, I search the information, I compare the information with different products. Okay, I have evaluated that one with the alternative product which is available in the market. Okay, confirm. Then I purchase decision is made, then purchase, then evaluated. Now you have consumed it and need recognition. Now you have recognition this product is okay. Right. So it is talk about in here the details. The buying process start with need recognitions. When you are going to buy, start with need recognition. I am hungry as an example. So that's a need. I am hungry, we need the new sofa. So it's a requirement. It is identified as a need. And so it means response to a marketing stimuli. So stimulating your requirement. It means promoting your requirement. You are telling so many things to promote you in order to buy the product. Actually, when passing a restaurant and being attacked by smell, it's a very good example. It is recognized by you, right? You have felt it. Actually, in this cycle you go down and come to this one. Then you have recognized this is a good product. Then you automatically go to the restaurant and eat. You know that when you are going there, there is a very good smell coming, and because of very good foods. When you are hungry, you have recognized, you go there and eat. You are not going through this cycle, you directly go to this need recognition and go to this hotel to eat, right. So second one, information search. Obtaining information from personal, commercial, public and experiential sources. So you search the information and get it experience. Then you think that whether you made the purchase decision. And no, say that you are not going to make the purchase decision, you are searching information. Now you go for alternative evaluations. You are searching for alternative brand, products and services. So when you want to buy a TV, how many brands that you evaluate? Let's say Sony will have one price, that may have one quality, and Samsung and Philips, and there are so many brands. So Hitachi, and there are so many brands, I think. So you are searching the information about, then you are thinking of alternative other brands also, those are evaluated, and you take a decision about with the price. And Sony has this price, 32 LED, 32 size LED TV, the HDCV has price is 35,000. Let's say there's a Samsung that has about the same features, that is around 37,000. The features are same, there are two different prices. The warranty also some kind is differentiated. So you compare the alternatives, evaluate them and take the decision, okay, I will buy this product. The purchase decision is made. Then purchase evaluation. The final stage is the post-purchase evaluation of the decision. It is common for the customers experience concern after making a purchase decision. After making a purchase decision, you are evaluating the purchase. Purchase is evaluated. A customer may feel that an alternative would have been preferred and then switch brand next time. So in this purchase evaluation, now you have searched an alternative, you have searched, you have take the decision, okay, I will buy this product. You bought the product and evaluate the purchase, then you see that you don't feel any new thing of this product what I have brought. So it is useless. Then you switch the brand. You will again go to information search and doing that. If you have recognized, then okay, you have recognized the need, you have recognized the what the company is, you go there and buy it. So this is the 5-stage decision making process. Buying behavior. What is this buying behavior? Complex buying behavior, habitual buying behavior, variety seeking buying behavior, dishonest reducing buying behavior. So these behaviors are with whom? With the customers, right? So you have to understand these behaviors. What is complex buying behavior? Occurs when the individual purchases high value brand seeks a lot of information before the purchase is made. Is complex buying behavior. It means the value of the brand is very higher. So he want to buy a very higher value brand. So in order to make the decision of buying, he may need much more information in order to take the decision. So in that environment, the complex buying behavior is there. The habitual buying behavior occurs when the individual buys a product out of habit, such a newspaper. So if you are going to buy a newspaper, is there a complex buying behavior? No, it's a habitual. Daily you are buying that one. You don't need to think about that. In this complex buying, you have to think twice. Whether you purchase a BMW, whether you purchase a Mercedes Benz, you have to decide on what the buying thing is. Variety seeking buying behavior occurs when the individuals like to shop around and experiment with different products. So there are some people, they want to buy the product and experience it. So they need variety. So different varieties seeking buying behavior. So let's say if they want to eat rice, they want to eat different rices. If they want to buy a let's say kind of pen, so they are experienced. They are buying one pen and then use it, it is not good, then next time they are using another one, like they are experimenting it. Dishonest reducing buying behavior occurs when buyers are highly involved with the purchase of the products, because the purchase is expensive or infrequent. It is much more expensive and it does not happen very much. There is little difference between existing brand. An example would be buying a diamond ring, since there is perceived to be little difference between existing diamond brand manufacturing. As an example, if you take the diamond ring, so the diamond ring prices does not differentiate in much. So even though you buy from the company A or even you buy from the company Z, so the differentiation is very minimal. So, there is the very dishonest reducing buying behavior. So, I hope that you got the clear information about this buying behavior types. Online communities, we already talk about these online communities, but again that we are repeating this. So, I am not going to do much more about this, and I just read this. Community of practice, members share wireless vocation or profession as accountants as an example. Community circumstances, graduate job seekers. Purpose, members share a common objective, example climate change. Interest, share a hobby or interest, example motorcycle people. So, they have motorcycle modifying people, they have a different interest, and also cricket people. Geography area wise, in New York there can be a community. So, this is already talked about, right. So, I am not going into detail, but this slide is given there because in the textbooks also it is repeated here, and also because it is relevant to this chapter as well. Let's talk about viral. Okay, we talked about earlier also what is this viral is. Let's talk about this. Viral marketing is a way of delivering content to as wide as an audience base as possible. To widen an audience, the audience will be widening. So, you have developed a content, let us say it is a video, you share it someone, that is widening, and it means the audience that you send will be sharing with others, then others also will be to some other. Likewise, the audience will be higher. So, viral marketing that can go global, that does not retain in the Sri Lanka, that goes everywhere. So, sometimes you may have seen that there are some videos which come from New York or England or wherever, those people have posted those videos, this come as a viral to us as well. We also refer to those videos, some kind that can be funny video even. So, we would like to watch those things. Once the message is released, it is impossible to control. This is the main important thing. So, it is impossible to control who seeks it. It's forwarded to how it's reported to be the media. It means that it is impossible to control. Once it is released, it will be sharing everywhere. You cannot stop it. It goes everywhere like a viral. It's like a virus. The message is unlikely to generate mostly adverse or negative reaction in their potential consumer base. Most of the time for the negative things are going as viral rather than positive things. It happens as a gossip. If their gossip information is put into the social media, it spread like a virus. Everybody is sharing. There are three core components of viral activity. What are these? What are the three components? The messenger, the message and environment. So, there is a messenger who send it, there is a message that the content is, and also there is an environment. So, what type of environment it is? The messenger, the three core component of a viral activity. In the examinations also they may ask about these things. What are the three core components of the viral activity? So, messenger, who does the message? The viral activity will do the social media and marketing team who understand the viral campaign. So, who is doing this viral message? There is a person or the company that who published this one. He is the messenger. Message, the message name or idea is known as the virus. So, message is considered as a virus, that is the one that is spreading. Who spread that one? The messenger, right? And the use of the word viral. The message must tap into the emotions of the user. Often the business does not need to sell the product, it just need to engage via emotional interaction. So, due to emotional things, we will explain in the next slide also, due to the emotional impacts of the user, the viral can be shared many ways, many places. So, emotion is the most concern in this, in the content of message. The environment, emotion is how you know that one. So, how when you see that, how you feel it. You get emotional as an angry person when you see some videos. When you see some videos that let's say somebody is hitting a one person, so he is a very good gentleman, somebody is going to hit that one, then you will become very angry with that person, you are sharing it everywhere to punish that person. So, that is the emotion that comes from you as a user. The environment, this refers to the audience or user base, and is important in understanding who the message is being communicated to. Audience or user base, the environment is the audience. The messenger who sends it, the message is the content, and the environment is the where the audience is getting. This measures the viral marketing. The measures of viral marketing is, what are the measures? How often the message is discussed by the users. How many users discuss the message? How long the message is discussed? How often, how many, how long? So, it is easy for you to understand it, no need to explain further. So, message can be discussed by users much more times. Okay. These emotions make online content go viral. Emotion evoked by the 10,000 most shared article across the web. So what are those emotions? Because of this emotion, virus go up, that is spread everywhere. Afraid. So actually, before you creating a viral marketing campaign, you have to understand about the emotional facts of the consumer, the user, the customer. Because once you understand it, you know what type of a target market is you are reaching. Let's say the afraid thing. Hey, afraid. So people are afraid about something. So you are afraid about something goes, or like tsunami is coming, you are afraid. So there's a video, one person is doing a video saying that due to the situation of the sea that he has seen physically, he feels that there's a tsunami coming. He has taken a video and shared it. So people who see that through the social media, they are afraid of that and they are sharing it again. So the percentage is around 25%. So that's the highest percentage. Laughter, such as funny videos. You can create a funny video that also can be shared with people. They will be laughing, and then ultimately you are branding your product. So that will reach about 17%. And also enjoying also 15% for enjoyable things that you can develop. And joy, actually these three things reaching about 40, yes, 40, 45, yeah, around 40% things will be covered from this enjoyable things. So it means people like to share enjoyable and laughing, enjoying things rather than other. So you have to consider these percentages when developing a viral video, right? And only other things are sadness, surprise, the feeling, understanding, anger. Those kind of things are very minimal amount, right? So if you are a good marketer, so if you are going to develop a video for viral marketing, so you have to concern about this thing, right? Tools used in social media monitoring. Social media has to be monitored. As we discussed earlier also, if you are very monitoring well, it means you are measuring the audience. So in order to do those things, you must have very good tools. What are those tools? Those are, we'll talk one by one. We'll discuss one by one. Google Analytics is one of the most popular digital analytic software. It is used free web analysis services that allow you to analyze in depth detail about the visitors on your website, and it provides valuable insight that can help you to shape the success strategy of your business, and that track and report website traffics. Actually, when you go to the Google Analytics, you will see that how in geographical wise who have accessed the website, the social media, and also who have engaged with you, what is the age of them, and likewise. In the Facebook also, Facebook's insight is there. So learn more about the people that matter your business. Help marketer learn more about their target audience. Information about geography, demographics, purchase behavior. There are so many factors that you can take from this analytics tool. So there is a, I'll show you a small image. That image has some this image is taken from Google Audience Insight that shows about how many 50% of percentage is as women and 46 as men, and there are some other factors, single and geographic wise. There are so many factors. You can get these from the Google Insight, and also Google Analytics also, from through that also you can get those details. You can go to this link and refer to the those details as well. The use of mobile apps. What are the mobile apps used in social media? It's a easy thing to understand, that no need to give details about this. WhatsApp, Snapchat, Facebook, Messenger, WeChat. So those are the mobile apps. So already you have used those things. So we have completed the chapter 10. So we have completed the chapter 9 and chapter 10. So the next session will be on about chapter 11, content marketing, right? So we stop up to now, and then we'll start with the next session with the content marketing. Thank you.